Hey guys, Nathan here from Running Warehouse. Jasmine and I are today going to have a look at the new Hoka Cielo X1 2.0, the marathon race day option from Hoka. It's had some big updates. Biggest update for me is it's lost a lot of weight. It comes in now at 210 grams for a men's size 9. They've also updated the midsole rocker geometry, and they've got a medial cutout instead of a lateral cutout now. Don't worry, this shoe is World Athletics approved. It comes under 40 mil where they measure it from. We measure all our shoes the same though, and we have it to be a bit higher, especially through the middle. It's about 46, 47 mils through the middle and about 39 in the forefoot for about a 7 mil heel to toe drop. Talking about that midsole, it is a supercritical PEBA midsole. It's got quite a rocker on it, quite a bevel in the heel. And so I find if you do kind of land on that heel area, you get rock and rolled through off the toe. It does have a little bit of flex to it. So as I said, it's quite a comfortable shoe underfoot. It's not super squishy and soft, but it does offer some nice plush cushioning. This is a marathon race day shoe, so you do want that bit of cushioning through your stride. Still on the midsole, it has a carbon plate sandwiched in between that supercritical PEBA midsole. That carbon plate has some wings which kind of wrap around your foot a little bit as well. Now, this is a neutral shoe, it's a race day marathon shoe, so I wouldn't call it a super stable option, but I felt my foot just sat in that kind of carbon plate winglet. And again, it just kept it nice and stable underfoot. It's not a stability shoe, but it was nice and stable as I was going through my runs. Moving up to the upper, it's got a super lightweight, breathable jacquard mesh upper. The highest compliment I can give to an upper is it kind of just melts away on foot, and that's exactly what this did. For me, I have a super kind of narrow, slim foot. I found I could still get a really nice lockdown. It did give me enough room in the forefoot, in the heel. It's not a super soft heel counter. It does have some cushioning in there, but it won't irritate anyone with Achilles issues or heel issues at all. I never got any hot spots at all around that heel area. As I said, the upper kind of just melted away on foot for me. Moving on down to the outsole, you've got a bit of rubber on the forefoot, a tiny bit in the heel. It helps get that weight down from the original. Now, I didn't get to run in the original, and as I said, they moved the they moved the cutout from the lateral side to the medial side, so I don't know what changes that makes in the ride, but I found this wasn't really affected. You also get some really nice grip up the front from that rubber. It's not a heap of rubber there. You still have a lot of cutouts to keep that weight down, but it was a nice amount of grip. I never found myself in kind of too hairy a situation, even running through a little bit of sand or wet patches on the paths. All in all for me, the biggest call out has to be that loss of weight. And this is a really nice update because of the loss of weight. As I said, I never got to try the original, but anytime you can drop 40, 50, 60 grams in a shoe, you're gonna see a difference. And for the marathon, carrying that extra 40, 50 grams from version 1 to now the version 2.0, it's a huge change. And I was able to get through my stride really nicely. I definitely pigeon this kind of as a half marathon shoe. I probably wouldn't run it in any 5K or 10Ks. I didn't feel it had enough pickup for that, but for those longer distances in the half and the full marathon, it was really nice and cushioned with enough responsiveness on toe off for me. So Jasmine, what are your thoughts on the new Hoka Cielo X1 2.0?
Overall, I really enjoyed running in this shoe. Probably one of my favourite carbon shoes on the market. I found that the rocker was really well placed, that at a faster speed I really just rolled through. In saying that, running a bit slower, I did find that it was a little bit harder to kind of find that rhythm. So let's kind of break it down from the top to the bottom. So starting with that upper, I found that the heel was really snug. I didn't find any slippage. In saying that, I did notice for some of my runs in it that I did get a little bit of blisters along my Achilles, but nothing noticeable while I was running. The lacing, so much better than the first Cielo. I didn't find any problems kind of getting that right fit. It wasn't too tight or too loose. I found the meshing at the top really breathable. They've definitely done a good job kind of dropping the weight through there as well. It ran quite smoothly. Again, when I slowed down, I did feel that my arch kind of dropped through it, so I'd say that this is a shoe that's really more for that mid-foot, forefoot runner. The heel cupped in nicely, didn't feel like I was slipping at all. Again, like the lacing, didn't find any problems kind of lacing, getting a good fit throughout the shoe. Overall, I'd say it's probably, in my opinion, one of the better carbon shoes out on the market, but again, definitely more that mid-foot, forefoot runner as opposed to if you're a heel striker. Now moving down to that midsole, we've got our carbon plate sandwiched between 2 layers of foam. They've done a really good job with this. The foam is still really soft directly underfoot, but you can continue to feel that stiffness of the carbon plate through the ride. They've done a really good job with the rocker as well. In my opinion, it's really well placed. When you're running, you don't even really notice the fact that it's there. You just roll through really smoothly. For any of those of you who have worn track spikes, it kind of has a similar feeling to that. Now moving towards the cutout on the bottom of the shoe, as most of you are aware, the original Cielo had the cutout on the lateral side. They've now moved that medially. I found that at speeds, this was really fine. I didn't have any problems with that. But as I've slowed down the pace, I did feel that I was a little bit more unstable and that I felt like my arch was almost falling in a little bit. Now to the outsole, as we can see, they've really dropped it down here. They've just kept it to the forefoot and the heel. Obviously, this is kind of indicating where they kind of want the runners in them to be striking the most, which brings me to kind of my conclusion. I found that this was really great when I was running on my forefoot, midfoot, but as soon as I kind of went to more that flat foot heel strike, it was really unstable, and I don't think it's really suited towards those type of runners. Overall, I really loved running in this shoe. It's probably my favorite shoe out at the moment. I definitely recommend it for anyone who's looking for a new race day shoe. So that's our thoughts on the new Cielo X1 2.0. You can find this shoe at Running Warehouse Australia at runningwarehouse.com.au.